Peace, my family, and roll back to all. And those coming out at a good cocoon for the first time, welcome. This is your girl, the butterfly, and we about to take off. Let's fly. Just want to send you all that good healing energy your way. Peace, love, happiness, harmony, and abundance. Hope you guys are out there keeping your mind right in a good 9 mind. How y'all feeling? Hope you guys are asking yourselves each and every day how you truly feel and being honest with yourself. So again, once you become honest with yourselves, you can begin to change and shift your energy. Because it only happens with honesty, with how you really feel in the inside. So, let's go. Hope you guys are moving in your higher natures and most definitely cleansing the lows. I came on here today to express and share another clip from our master teacher's book called Is There Eternal Life After Death? It's a continuation from my last videos. So I just thought that I'd share because again, this is going to help you on this good journey with that. Or for people that are just interested and want to know some of the right knowledge. So I just thought that I'd share. And it goes like this. Question: what are planes? And this is Dr. Malachi's answer. The most common mistake is imagining planes as layers of strata or fine matter lying one above the other in space. Planes are distant and intricate moods of vibration, woven into one another so uniquely that one cannot determine where one plane begins and the other ends. Nothing in creation rests. Let me repeat that again. Nothing in creation rests. Everything you hear, taste, or feel vibrates. The natural mood of vibrations ranges from very high and fast to very low and slow. There are 7 planes or heavens. The lowest and the slowest is the material plane, the physical plane, the plane that we are in right now. While the fastest plane, the highest plane, is the plane where one is in total union and bliss with God. And that is the end of his answer. So, let's go on. Question: do the words planes and heavens apply to the same thing? That's a good question. Answer. And this is Dr. Malachi's answer. Heavens and regions of the mental plane and higher is his answer. So, let me repeat that. The heavens are regions of the mental plane and higher. Going on to the next question. What are the 7 planes? Question, and this is Dr. Malachi's answer. It goes on. The 7 planes are the material or physical plane, which is the plane we're in right now. The next plane is the plane of force. The next plane is the spiritual plane. The next plane is the mental plane. The next plane is the plane of divine truth. The next plane is the plane of divine reality. The next plane is the bosom of God. Question: can these planes be described? And this is Dr. Malachi's answer. Yes. The following chart describes the 7 planes. Now, again, it is encouraged if you really are interested to go check this out. It's on my channel. You can scroll through, send it to yourself, and begin your self-study if you are interested. Now, it goes like this. It goes like this. Okay, so Nasut, which is the abode, the physical abode, the material plane, which is the plane that we're in now, of cardinal desire, which is something that in order to pass through this plane or pass the test, in a sense, you have to master desire, which is letting go of your desires of this world. So that right there will most help you get to the next planes, or higher planes, the higher life of existence, is by mastering cardinal desire. And again, breaking away from this world and getting back to the real you, which is the soul, not the flesh. So it goes on. The cardinal desire is this plane. And then it goes into the next plane, which is the plane of force. And description is the force between voluntary and involuntary actions, which is like the substance of life. Then it goes into the third plane, which is the spiritual plane, where emotions are manifested. Then it goes into the fourth plane, the mental plane, where spirit and soul meets. The angelic abode, thoughts are formed. And then the fourth plane is where man and mind meet, and they balance everything. So let me repeat that. The fourth plane is where man and mind meet, and they balance everything. Then it goes into the fifth plane, which is the guardian angels, divine truth. And then it goes into the sixth plane, which is the plane of divine reality, which is the spark of life. And then it goes into the next plane, which is the bosom of God, eternal bliss. The advanced mental, which is when you get down to the mental plane, going back down to the fourth plane of Malachi, the fifth plane, all the way, the plane of Malachi. And then you go into the plane of Lahut, which is the plane of the bosom of God. And that right there, he breaks it down in this chart. And then let me just say go on, because he also gives a description as well. So it says the 7 planes or heavens are divided into 3 worlds. Again, it's 3 worlds. As explained earlier, also known as rims or abodes. These rims are Lahut, which is the Most High, the bosom of the Most High, the rim of God. Then you have Malakut, the rim of angelic beings. And then you have Lasut, Nasut, which is the rim of mortals, man. Adam had knowledge of all 3 rims, called Ha-Ulali. And the 7 planes or heavens also have 7 subplanes, which you are able to see by the 7 subplanes of the material plane. So for more information about this, you refer to the scroll, spirit, and soul. And that right there is on Scribe. So if you are interested, you can check it out. Or they're most definitely selling it online, so you can find it there. Also, All Eyes on Egypt bookstores online, you can find it there as well. And then it goes on. So, can you explain each of the planes or heavens? Question. And this is Dr. Malachi Zierk's answer. Yes. The material plane, the physical plane, which is the plane we're in now, is governed of cardinal desire. It is the physical or mental plane. It is the physical or material plane human beings dwell on. So let me repeat that. It is the physical or material plane human beings dwell on. Okay. It is partly made up of solid, liquid, and gases. If you feel that everything that exists only on this physical plane, meaning that nothing extra exists outside of this plane, you are wrong. There is still much to be discovered on this plane. Western scientists limit the physical plane to just these three substances, when there are many more forms or states of being within the physical plane. The plane of force is the force between voluntary and involuntary actions. The plane of force and material plane work together in perfect harmony. If this were not true, the cycles of nature would not be completed so perfectly and faithfully each year. This plane is largely consumed of etheric and duplicates of objects on the physical plane or counterparts. Etheric refers to the spiritual part of you. As above, so below. On the spiritual plane, there is no distance, temperature, seasons, day, night, and it is not very subject to gravitation. The plane of force is governed by a force called attraction, and it's all around us, and it's as much as a part of our makeup as the material plane. You are not able to detect it because your senses are not conditioned. However, beyond the subplane or etheric, the duplicates of the plane of force, it is vast. Where was I? It is a vast reservoir of forces which very little have knowledge of. Distractions are real. Okay, where was I? Alright. So let me repeat this. Beyond the subplane or etheric duplicates of the plane of force, it is a vast reservoir of forces which very few have knowledge of. These forces control the forces that result in what we know to be nature. The higher forces can also be held accountable for the many so-called wonders and supernatural phenomena of the material plane. The lowest consists of ordinary forms of energy like heat, light, attraction, electricity, etc. But on the higher forces, there are those forms of energy which are finer. They give man and nature ability and the ability to grow and reproduce. This vital force which sets life on the physical plane into motion, and it is responsible for growth and reproduction, is called nafas in Assyriac, Syriac, Galilean, Arabic, which means spirit, the spark of life. The Hindus call it prana, and in Hebrew it's called nafesh, which means breath. Every action and reaction of growth and reproduction is a result from the life force. This takes us to the spiritual plane, where emotions are manifested. And so it goes on. What is the spiritual plane? Question. And this is Dr. Malachi's answer. The spiritual plane is also called the astral plane. It is the plane where you decide whether you move to a higher plane or burn out your desire of the physical, the material, the lower plane, where you exalt all individuality, such as pride, greed, envy, hunger, fear, hate, jealousy, just to name a few. This is also the plane of judgment by which human beings are judged by sins rather than for them. This plane, where was I? So let's rewind back. What is the plane? What is the spiritual plane? Question. What is the spiritual plane? Question. And this is Dr. Malachi's answer. The spiritual plane is also called the astral plane. It is the plane where you decide whether you move to a higher plane or burn out your desire for the physical, the material, the lower plane, where you exalt all individuality, such as pride, greed, envy, hunger, fear, hate, jealousy, just to name a few. This is also the plane of judgment, by which human beings are judged by sins rather than for them. This plane decides your permanent destination. The human beings who have strong love for the physical world will greatly desire rebirth into the physical lower plane. One cannot pass directly from the physical plane to the spiritual plane. Your deeds determine whether or not you proceed or recycle into incarnation, possessing human form. The spiritual body, which is the shell of the soul, houses itself in it on the spiritual plane. The spiritual body may continue to live for an extended amount of years, depending on the spiritual status of the person. This is the plane where you can become God by taking responsibilities and not being wonder. How do you know after you die you're going to go to a higher life? Question. Can you prove it? Can you back it up with facts? Question. Yet, the spirit fights the urge to go back to the lower plane and encourages the soul to rise to the spiritual plane. So let's go on. Can the physical body ascend to the spiritual plane? The heaven? Question. And this is Dr. Malachi's answer. Alright. Again, distractions are real. Oh my goodness. Okay, so, question. Can the physical body ascend to the spiritual plane? Heaven? Question. Can the physical body ascend to the spiritual plane? Heaven? Question. And this is Dr. Malachi's answer. Yes. As soon as one gives up the desires for the material things of this world, that person becomes free to travel through the planes at will if one masters those desires of the physical plane and is pure in heart. Then one can visit and ascend to the spiritual plane. However, one cannot pass directly from the physical plane to the spiritual plane. The spiritual body differs from the physical body in that it lives longer, but even the spiritual body is not immortal. It really disintegrates and also resolves into its original elements. When one ascends, like mentioned earlier, the physical body appears to be in a slumber, in a dream-like state, or in a trance. This is the time when the spiritual body can act freely upon the physical body, drawing the spirit and the soul upward. During these hours of sleep, it is quite easy to ascend accidentally. There are two ways to ascend from the physical, and they are the following. First, when the body rises the vibrations of the physical body up to the level of your spirit and soul, and then continues to rise the vibration until you pass through your etheric cord freely, taking the physical body with you. And then you have number two, leaving the body and only allowing the spirit and soul to ascend. Okay, and that right there is the end of that answer. So let's go on. Has anyone ever been able to ascend to the spiritual plane without dying? Question. And this is Dr. Malachi's answer. He says, yes. There have been well-disciplined men that have achieved perfection and were able to ascend to the spiritual plane without dying. They were selected to the mystery schools, learned the laws of life, lived the teachings, and passed the ultimate test, where they became upright men. All the prophets like Enoch, Noah, Jesus, El-Mahdi, just to name a few, were taught the mysteries and traveled the journey of life. Refer to the Science of Healing by our master teacher, Dr. Malachi L. And that is on my channel. If you are interested, scroll through, send it to yourself, and check it out for yourself. It goes on. When the Prophet Mustafa Muhammad Amin, son of Abdullah and Amina, experienced his ascension, which is known throughout the Muslim world as Raja, the journey by night. He took his entire body and soul and spirit from Mecca to visit the sacred land of Jerusalem and passed through a time tunnel to see the sacred Masjid of Qana before it was built. On his journey by night, Muhammad was lifted to the 7 planes of the heavens, where he was initiated into the spiritual mysteries of the human soul, the secrets of life and death, and heaven and earth. Noble Quran 17:1. Alright, now, so we're going to go on to the next question. This is going to be the last question of the video. And it goes like this. Can the spirit body be, or spiritual body be seen? Question. And this is Dr. Malachi's answer. Yes, the spiritual body, the spiritual visions can be seen, but only by those who have, again, disciplined themselves and have mastered the physical plane. The spiritual body is seen in the form of a vapor matter that looks like a haze or fog, which often is alluded into as a ghost or a ghost pale essence. Therefore, the last stage of color. Ghosts are conscious gases which have less various gases in it than the sixth ether, which is less than 9 ether. And the 9 ether is a combination of all existing gases in nature. Since 9 ether becomes 6 ether through time and age, and 6 ether is 9 ether and death, 6 ether also becomes a ghost through time and age, and is ghost and death. So, thus, ghost is death of death. When 6 ether reaches its climax in evolution, it produces ghost spirit, and ghost is God, referred to the scroll Spirit and Soul in the Right Knowledge series, and What is Nuabu. And What is Nuabu is on my channel, so just scroll through if you're interested. The devil deceives man into believing that there is a physical heaven and hell awaiting for him after death, when your heaven and hell rest inside of you as your war between the higher you and the lower self. So the higher self and the lower self. The physical versus the spiritual forces. This life is just a preparation for the hereafter, where you will be judged by the deeds and intentions. So know that this life represents your last chance of redemption, and for this cause, He is mediator of the New Testament, that by means of that, for the redemption of the transgression or the transgressions that were under the First Testament, they which are called, and they which were called might receive the promise of eternal inheritance. Hebrew 9:15. So what you do in this world determines your future in the hereafter. If you indulge yourself by giving into all of your carnal desires, you will surely suffer the pains of hell. But if you proclaim and pray and fast and share in the name of God, you will transcend this wretched world by rejuvenating your spiritual senses in the paradise, and paradise will unfold. So let me repeat this right here. What you do in this world, determines your future in the hereafter. If you indulge yourself by giving into all of your carnal desires, you will surely suffer the pains of hell. But if you proclaim and pray and fast and share in the name of God, you will transcend this wretched world by rejuvenating your spiritual senses, and paradise will unfold. If you are not nourishing your soul, which is the vehicle to the heavens, your hereafter will be shared with those who are despised in the sight of God. Revelation 18:14. So it goes on. This is Revelations 18:14. And the fruits that they soul lust after departed from thee. All things were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou found them no more at all. So again, this is very important for people who wants to know facts of life, spiritual realms, and how to maneuver within these realms in order to, again, pass the test of this physical world, this 3D world, and move on to the higher realms of existence when the time comes for each person. And ultimately, the Most High has given us and shown us the way through our master teacher, Dr. Malachi L., which is omnipotent Jesus, as far as the omnipotent Jesus sending his angel, which is the Archangel Michael, in these last days and times, Dr. Malachi L., to renew our history so we can understand our true culture and understand how to maneuver these realms in the heavens and get back in position to who we truly are and get back in the heavens and how to conquer this cardinal world and cardinal desire and match the desires of this world, material world. So people who think, that's why they push all this stuff on you, so you can desire it and want it and feel like this is a part of you, or if you don't have these things, that you're not successful. And again, that's so far from the truth. This is what they want you to believe and think and for yourself. It's all a trap. Not to say that, of course, you can't have these material things, but it's about how you view yourself and value it to where you feel like, oh, this is you, whether you have it or not. You know what I mean? Where you feel like a lot of people value these things, and if they don't have these things, they feel like they're a bum or unsuccessful. So it's about detaching from these world and the material things in this world and working on perfecting and striving for perfection. Desires part of you that desires this world and the things in it. And again, we've been warned by this. And let me just repeat this so people do not get this twisted either. Dr. Malachi York is not the Messiah. The Messiah, the true, real Messiah, is the Messiah. And if people actually really read the scriptures and really read the right knowledge that's broken down through him sending his angel, Dr. Malachi York L., our master teacher in these last days and times, to help us piece all it together, put the puzzle pieces together, get the real original language broken down for us so we can understand where it all came from, so we can understand the true essence of who we really are and not what people have told us our whole lives. Understand the truth of it all. Understand the truth of it all. Overstand the truth of it all. And it will make you free. And you will break the chains of this world. And you will be in paradise. Remember, it's all within. So again, that's why it's so crucial to break away from the things of this world as omnipotent Jesus, as Yahshua, Tammuz Horus, has told us, been warned about the things of this world and the things in it. Stay clear away from it all. Don't get trapped in it all. And so, ultimately, that's what it's all about. Working on yourselves and your soul and your spirit and detaching from the fleshy part of you. Detaching, not putting so much value in it all. Because doesn't that cause headaches for people? I'm sure it does. It do. Because, again, when I was there thinking that that's what this world was about, having, headache about it, thinking that, oh, this is what this is about, and it's so far from the truth. That's why it's so important that people need to understand and have the wisdom to understand and know truly the right knowledge to understand who you really are. It's very important. So you don't get trapped in it all, in the things of this world. And so I just thought that I'd share this because, again, I know many people may have questions about this and maybe thoughts that you had in your minds throughout your life, and you're just curious. I'm sure people want to know certain things, a lot of different answers to your questions out here in this world. But again, that's why it's so crucial for people to have really an open mind and realize that you know nothing compares to the balanced universes, and begin to really take it all in if you really want to know, you know. Because again, some people may not understand right now, and that's okay. For the people that really want to know and really trying to get an understanding, oh, this is for you if you really want to know, you know. So again, know that you are loved beyond this world. I hope y'all know that. Free. I'm Master Teacher Dr. Malachi York L. I love you. Peace, love, and it's all love. I hope y'all know that. And